Welcome to a milestone of the Funskool podcast. Today, we're sitting down with someone who has been part of the Funskool family for 23 years. That's 23 years of toys, teamwork, challenges, breakthroughs, and countless smiles across generations of children. From the first day in the office to launching iconic products, from changing play patterns to evolving parent expectations, we're diving deep into a journey that shaped not just a career but also a legacy. Let's celebrate 23 years of passion and fame. Hi, Philip.
Hello.
You have been with Funskool for 23 years now.
That's correct.
Quite an amazing career journey. When you think about all of the time that you have been here with the company, how does that make you feel?
It's truly been an incredible journey.
Yep.
23 years, it just seems to have gone in like a whoosh.
Yeah.
I still remember the day. It was February 21st,
Oh my God.
2003. And as I walked in these doors, this was one of my dream jobs,
Yeah.
a marketing job,
Mhm.
and a marketing job with a brand associate.
But specifically with toys or in any?
No, we were, the designation that was
Uh-huh.
offered was that of a brand manager.
Right.
We call it product manager.
Right.
And that was something that I really wanted to aspire to
Yeah.
do as a profession, because prior to my marketing stint, I was in sales
Mhm.
for over 5 years.
Mhm.
And after a point of time, sales gets a little monotonous.
Okay.
But marketing, it opened a whole gamut of ideas at that point of time. The very first day also led me, there was a big introduction, not to people, I would say more a family.
Mhm.
Each one had their own departments and their own functionalities. Because by virtue of being in marketing, we not only do just marketing related activities. In this job, we also had to go back and formulate products, design products, which basically meant a lot of interaction with other departments. And that is where we really learned people management skills, dealing with a lot of different skill sets from different people, and emerging together as one family in bringing about the release of good products, toys for the Indian consumer.
So you joined Funskool in Feb of 2003, yes?
That's correct.
Yeah. Could you take us back to that time, the early years of your Funskool?
Those were the wonder years of the
Right.
yesteryear.
Uh-huh.
Let's just take one word: communication.
Okay.
Right. Today, if you want to speak to someone, you pick up your mobile and call the other person on his mobile. Yeah. In those days, not everyone had a mobile. And if one had to communicate with somebody, say outside the office, like a production manager in factory, you'd have to call him on STD, which was quite expensive at that time, because all our calls were monitored. Not everyone had access to a direct STD number. You'd have to either get connected through the operator, or we had one thing called a hotline, which was new to me as well. This is basically an exclusive one-to-one direct number between two places. So we had one at our office and we had one at the factories.
Okay.
And if you wanted to talk to someone, then you would say dial a particular number and then call them and ask them to come to the phone so that you can have a conversation. This is something like, let's say, a speedy approval, or you wanted some extra production to happen. So communication those days, you would send it by email. True, it just started. But we still had typewriters. We still had faxes.
Oh my God.
Which is a different world completely. That has dramatically changed as time. And I'm sure the same applies. We would send memos to, other departments. And yeah, it was totally different at that point of time.
Was communication a lot more deliberate back then, because you had these very specific channels for
Yeah, I mean, we had to be very clear. For example, today, if we were to send a file over, you just add an attachment and send it. There we would have to type out the letter, please find enclosed.
Oh my God. You had to send hard copies?
Yeah, you had to send, no, it was only hard copies.
Okay.
And even if you had to send, say, a production file of a particular artwork, if you take a hard copy, and then you put it, seal it in an envelope, and then send it by courier, and it will take 3 to 4 days to go wherever the destination was. So yeah, those are all different times where, and because of that, you had to also plan things. So if you wanted something to reach on a Friday, you probably have to do it on a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
Right.
So you need to plan more meticulously. It wasn't thing. But apart from that, it was also good years because there's a lot of accountability at that point of time in terms of your job. You had very clear cut mandates as to what to do. So in a year, for example, when we were in marketing, we were in charge of, you were assigned a specific category and you would be given a certain number of products to deliver. So if you knew we had to deliver in summer, which is April, May, then we would work sometime in November, December. And you know that your deadline for a launch in April, May would be somewhere in November, December, because then you have 1 month of print, 1 month of production, and the product gets ready sometime in March. And then by the time it reaches the length and breadth of India, it's end of March, and then you can launch the product for summer. Right. So a lot of planning was involved at that point of time.
Right. So if you had to describe your journey in 3 words, what would those be?
Amazing fun.
That's one word.
Amazing.
Okay.
Fun being the second one.
Yeah.
And at Funskool.
Okay.
It's truly been a really fun job. I'm not saying that because it's Funskool, but that's the nice thing about this job. Where else do you get to play with actual board games and toys, which is the core of your job.
Yeah.
So it's really been amazing fun at Funskool.
Do you remember the first product that you worked on or associated with, and what made it so special?
Okay, I remember this one. I was taken in as brand manager for board games. Okay. And the very first board game that I had to work on was Trivial Pursuit, which is a knowledge-based game.
It was a TV show, right?
It was. But we had to Indianize the questions because obviously you can't have American-based questions for the Indian customer.
Yeah.
And we had this formulated by a leading quizmaster at that point of time. And going through all the 7 different categories, the multiple questions in each category, it was a Herculean task.
Oh my God, I can imagine.
It took nearly a month just to make sure that all the information that we provided in the board game was accurate and was relevant. So yes, that was one of the most challenging products to work on at that point.
And the challenge is what makes you think.
Yes. So the need to ensure accuracy, quality is very, very, very important.
Right. Yeah. And do you think that experience influenced your future projects with Funskool?
In Funskool, quality was always the core of anything that we do, which means we had to adhere to the highest of any standards, be it material procurement, be it in printing, be it in even the kind of product that one wanted to do. We never did, for example, specific products because we didn't, it had to be neutral, gender neutral. And I think that stood us in a long way for us.
Okay. How have children's play habits changed over the years?
In those years, I think, when children came back from school, yes, you had homework, but one would come downstairs if they lived in a society or a flat and play together, at least in the evenings. And if you had to, say on a weekend, go to a particular event, supposing there was a meet and greet event where your favorite character would come and to a particular mall, then you would go out with friends together and be all excited and participate in that event. Today, I think it's a single child phenomena where there's not a lot of interaction beyond school. I think COVID also helped, or rather stopped bonding between children beyond a certain extent, and that physical play pattern has sort of diminished over the years, which is very, very crucial, not only between children but between child and parent, and bringing in that social bonding. It's a sort of come down in many ways. So play patterns have definitely changed. If you were to, many of our products that were earlier successful, for example, I would just say Fun Dough, which is one of our popular dough items. typically you play that in schools.
Right.
You work with it and you create something intricate for a child where imagination is limitless. um, when do you do good? When you see, you make an animal and you see your classmate doing another animal, and then you perhaps take both the animals and then they pretend to talk to each other. That's something different play pattern. That's a distinct play pattern versus when I just make one product all by myself and then I pretend to play with it by myself. So you can clearly see that there is a difference in play patterns. That bonding connect is no longer there.
Children are more okay to play by themselves. And
no, I'm not saying it's just that it's more difficult, I guess, for them to now, with now working parents, finding the time to, getting your child to play. It's just easier to just give them a toy and play by yourself rather than, taking the time out and going out to an event and participating in this event. I remember when we had many competitions for a particular toy, you would be rampage crowds.
Really?
Yeah, we had to manage crowds. Today, in the malls to get a bunch of children together, it's quite a task. Therefore, yes, it has changed.
Yeah. So the children's their play patterns have changed, and do you feel like the children themselves, their personalities when they approach the toys that they want to play with and what they want to engage with, has that changed also over what sort of toys are they more keen on
See, infant and preschool toys generally are purchased by parents.
Right.
They're the influencers. They're the decision makers. The more educated they are, they know how well or beneficial a toy is. Then, for the younger children, parents play a pivotal role in making the. As you tend to grow beyond the 4-year, 5-year, it is a little bit of mix of between both parent and the child. And then as you progress to 7, 8 years, the child is very clear on what he wants or she wants, what he wants or what she wants to buy specifically. So they are very demanding. Parents are also very demanding. They expect a lot more. A lot of focus in India is based on educational games.
Okay.
Children like a little bit of fun as well as education, but they're more interested in the fun element of a particular toy. So fun should always be the core. But it's much better when you blend in educational values with, and I think India per se has always been a bit of both because there's always been a strong focus on education, not only in schools and after school tuitions and so, but that's where toys really help because if you learn something in school, then you actually get to physically demonstrate it through the use of a toy or a play. Then you learn a much more. It widens your horizons.
You feel more interested in the learning.
Yeah, I guess so, and that makes a big difference.
Yeah. Over the years, how have you seen the shift from physical play to more screen-based play? Does physical play still hold some importance?
Physical play still exists. However, I guess, you test yourself. Can you live without a mobile phone beyond a particular time span? So even with children, I guess even their way of learning. I think post-COVID is when I think each one started getting their own mobile phone.
It's so ubiquitous now also,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
It's just,
so it's inevitable that screen time is going to play a big time. Parents try to regulate screen time today. And I think when you regulate it, then is when the child says, oh, what do I do? So should I read a book? Should I play a game? Should I go outside and play a physical sport? Those are the questions that one tends to ask. But by and large, yes, with time is of essence today. Kid is so stressed out just going to school, coming back, doing tuition that he or she likes to take a few moments of looking at the screen. And that is there. So we can't live without it. But I think if parents truly understand the importance of play, physical bonding is very, very important at a young age. Please remember that as you grow as a child, when you start talking to people, it helps you, in a different way as you grow up, how to deal with people, people from different backgrounds, different needs, different way of it. It helps the child to overall develop holistically. So
Absolutely.
yes, and there are many games and toys that we do which focuses on that social bonding, on the learning as well.
Okay.
So yes, physical is still prevalent,
Yeah.
but it can be better.
Can be. So we've recently seen these character and collectible led trends like the Labubu dolls that have captured everyone's attention, like adults and kids alike. What's your take on a phenomenon like this?
See, you have typically toys which are core and evergreen, which will never run out of.
Yeah.
You have card games which are popular from time memorial. And then you also have toys which is driven by novelty. In fact, toys is a very, very novelty driven, what's new, what's the flavor of the season kind of category.
Yeah.
And in that respect, toys has always been driven by a little bit of fad, which is, say, perhaps if there's a movie release of a very popular character, then movie merchandise tends to do well in that season.
Yeah.
Similarly, there is some inventor who comes up with a great looking toy, which is very, very etchy and it instantly touches the hearts of youngsters. Then they tend to buy it for some time, and then after a point of time, it's, oh, you have it too. So it tends to lose. Yeah, the novelty is worn off. So yes, I would say that you need those novelty-driven toys to pep up newness and innovation.
Yeah.
But it's always been like if you take, for example, a memory game, which is a 3-year-old onwards game. It'll always be in fashion because one will always tend to use those kind of games right from the beginning, and it will never go out of fashion.
Right.
So it's a combination of both, keeping the evergreen products as well as these novelty-driven fad items as well.
So, what makes Funskool Funskool?
Apart from the fun,
yes,
I think the core is in our trust and our very high standards of ethics and values that we put on these two qualities, trust and ethics. We're very transparent people. People we work with know us for being and holding these values to great extent. And I think that goes a long way. We don't play the short-term game. We may say a game, but if we know that it's just a short-term phenomenon, we won't do it. It's as simple as that. We value relationships. Many of our people who started business with us are over right from inception. They're still with us. I'm not talking not only our distributors and our stockists who've been in business with us for years. Even our own sales team have been with us for quite a number of years, and the relationship and the respect that we give is mutual. And I think that's something that is truly very, very special in a company like Funskool, and that I'm sure will hold us in the future as well.
So over the years, Funskool has developed quite a few new products. But do you remember anything funny or unexpected that has happened during these new product developments?
Oh yes, I remember we had this animal-based balancing toy, which is basically it's a animal, and then you need to put accessories one on top of each other. And finally, when the weight is so much, the animal's legs tend to kick, give away, tend to kick, and then all the pieces fall apart. And in this particular instance, we had an animal which just refused to kick, and no matter how much weight you put, and then we found there was a small technical issue. And then we had to correct the legs so that it would kick, and then all the parts. And we were wondering what's wrong with this animal. Why is it not kicking despite putting so much of pressure? That was one. And then even a simple thing, when we do copywriting checking, we had launched a business game which was based on America. And one of the states is Indianapolis. So, and I think my designer, he wanted to correct, but he didn't know the spelling of Indianapolis. So he just put India. And then he put Control C, Control A. And all the places where Indianapolis came changed to India. And this was an American game, and I'm sure there was no India in America at that point of time. And then it just so happened that we happened to see that before it went to print, and then we had to correct all So these small, the attention, where I'm coming is the attention to detail is so very critical, especially when you some things when you do toy development, you must be wondering, it's so simple to do.
Mm.
But there's a lot of homework that goes behind
Yeah.
the design and development.
Yeah.
So these were two funny incidents that we had at one time.
So Philip, what does quality and safety really mean behind the scenes?
I think for every Indian, Funskool is synonymous with the word quality. We have very, very exacting standards, and we put the most important focus for us has always been on ensuring that quality is never ever compromised. So, as for example, we look at plastics. We make sure that we use virgin grade plastics, right? We take dough, for example. It's made out of atta. You put it in the mouth, nothing happens. Even in product, when we design and develop products, if you open a board game, we make sure that if the centralization, it's not skewed towards, if there's a small shift, then we reject the product. So, very, very important because for us, pricing and quality also is very, very important. That link between price and quality is critical. And that is what, people, I know people who played with certain plastic toys of ours, they've banged it, they've trashed it, and they've still kept it.
Still going strong.
Yeah, still going strong after multiple uses and probably handed over from generation to generation. And that is what really, makes truly Funskool truly special.
So, what's something people don't realize when it comes to making toys? Like, is it all fun and games?
It certainly is fun, but there's a lot of hard work that goes behind making a particular product. It's, when one opens a box, you just get to see, the content, but you need to decide on, and it depends on a lot of factors. So you need to decide on the kind of quality of product that goes in, the content that goes in. Is it safe? Is it price worthy? What does the competition offer at that particular price point? Also, when you're making the product, if I make it today at this price point, will the content be available in the same color for the next next run that I make?
So you're thinking ahead also.
Yes. So it's not just for that particular. If it's a success and if it's a runaway success, then you just need to scale up immediately.
Yes.
So do you have the the whereabouts, making sure that we can scale up? Also, there are many factors. A simple thing, for example, we have a product called finger painting. Right? It can pass the test, but we have to make sure that, because when you finger paint, you put the paint on your fingers. It needs to have a special chemical testing. We go that extra step to make sure that there are no allergies. There's no, nothing should happen, because for us, safety is of paramount importance. So when you factor all that, it's really a step-by-step procedure of not only deciding pricing, quality, box size. For example, in India, Indians love big things. So you need to be very careful on price and the price and the size of the box. And that's something which you need to really be because you also can't be just putting air inside a box. So you need to be very pragmatic about these factors.
So while the customer just gets this product at the end of the day, there's so many
intricate, minute details that one has to look into.
Like so many steps and decisions that have gone into getting it.
And sometimes we may not get it right the first time. So it's a learning. For the earlier product, we should have perhaps done this step better. And then it's a learning. So then we realize that when we develop the next product, we should perhaps change the size of the box. For example, I'm just telling you a simple example. When we focus on artwork, we always look at the box, right? The front of the box. But in most toy shops, which are ever so small, the product is always stacked on the side. So then we realize that how does the customer, when he walks into these cramped stores, how does he choose the product? So the side panel of a box has to be, the design has to be ever so visible. The customer should be able to identify the name and say, okay, give me that particular product. So these are small things that really go a long way.
Which probably the customer would have never even consciously thought about it, but
but we need to.
Philip, you've been with Funskool for 23 years. That is amazingly long journey. I know a lot of the people, when they now look into their jobs, they don't stay with the company for longer than 2 years, 3 years. So it's always interesting to hear from someone.
I'm the bacha, and
really?
There are many guys in our company who've been over 30 years.
Really?
Yeah, really. Okay. And there are many people who have actually gone and then
Came back.
tasted greener pastures, so to speak, and then have come back because they really know
Yeah.
the values that we hold. So, if you ask me what is it that makes me tick here,
Yeah.
I think in the morning, every morning when I get up,
Yeah.
it's like I want to go to work. Yeah, it's not that somebody's dragging me or I have to go to work.
Yeah.
I want to go to work. I want to do something.
Yeah.
And that's also because the amount of responsibility that one is entrusted with, accountability and responsibility go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And there's a fine balance. Here you have an atmosphere where one can work. Yes, you have pressure, but at the same time, one does it on its own accord. There are times when I go home at 8 o'clock in the night, and if you have to answer a particular mail or pick up a phone, you have to do it at point in time. But there's no one saying, why didn't you do that? That should not be.
It comes from you.
Yeah, it should. It's naturally, and that's our work ethos. I mean, we all do things on our own accord, and it's because of our personal ownership.
Yeah.
That makes truly a very balanced life. So the company also knows when how to look after its employees.
Yeah. So that's what
makes
you
makes
keep
all of
coming
us,
back.
Makes all of us stick.
Yeah. So what are the different categories of toys that are available with Funskool?
We have a gamut of a number of categories, starting from Giggles, which is India's probably leading infant and preschool for the age group of 0 to 36 months. We have educational slates, pull-alongs, infant and preschool rattles, teethers.
That's all part of the Giggles.
Yeah, over 150 products in Giggles alone, which is a very powerful brand, followed by Arts and Crafts. We call it Handicrafts. Again, we have over 50 odd products. With many staples like sand art and finger painting, glass painting.
Fan favorites.
Fan favorite. And then evergreen SKUs. And then you have Dough, which is Fun Dough. Again, it's very safe, non-toxic, and it's meant for children the age group of 3 to 5 years and above. Again, driven by role play sets, so you can make a nice bakery set, etc. Board games is very, very big. And it's my personal favorite. Because of I don't know. I guess when I joined here, I was a board games buff. And I've always loved playing games because of the social bonding and interaction with other players. You also have action figures. So we've done a number of action figures, both licensed, which is movie based, which is theme based. And then you have puzzles, which is again educational and now we've started venturing into newer categories like science kits, STEM based toys, etc. So a lot of in fact, I don't think any other company boasts of having so many categories and having such a wide plethora of products available for the Indian customer. And the uniqueness is that we have products at very, very affordable price.
Yeah, I mean, if you think of just toy as one thing, but no, toys can relate to many different
categories.
Many different categories, and Funskool goes the extra mile to cover that. So that was going to be my next question. So this whole range, your favorite would be? Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, I can't. I mean, there are too many to choose from. But yes, board games would be fun. I love playing. There's a game called Double, which is very quick.
It's a very shouty game.
Very easy and
it's a lot of fun.
Perhaps one of my favorites. So any game where you have talking to people and playing with different people. It has
playing in groups and stuff.
You can play solo also. And you can play in groups also. So it's one of my favorite games.
So what temperament or qualities should a person have if they wish to work in the toy industry?
India is a land of contrasts. On the one hand, we are the world's largest populous country. And with kids in mind, typically children play up to 9, 10 years old, physical board games. We have over 350 million kids, and that's huge. And the other end, we also have India is one of the most least toy-driven countries, with just 0.5 to around 1% of the world toy market. So anyone who wants to enter this market in terms of, you can be a toy designer, you can be an illustrator, you can even be a brand manager. The potential is huge, and the future is very, very bright, because till you accomplish the needs of all these 350 million kids, the toy market is only set to go in one direction, and that's up. The toy market is very,
Yeah.
very nascent, so as to speak, here in India. And in that contrast, anybody who wants to join this must have an open mind, a willingness to challenge the market here. Also, be very realistic. Sometimes, many a time when we design products, this is the wonderful product, but then it's priced at an exorbitant price. So you need to be pragmatic. The product needs to sell in the market, and therefore it needs to be commercially developed as well. So design and development is a combination of both pragmatism as well as affordability and functionality. I think the potential there, the future is very, very promising. And it's the right time to enter. In fact, we're on the prowl for more and more people to want to enter this particular field. It can grow only, like I said, there's lots of potential for growth.
So you just have to be driven. You have to be What's one lesson that Funskool taught you about teamwork?
With each department, you're given a free hand, and teamwork is very critical. Because, like I said, when you make a toy, it's not just one thing; it's multiple steps involving multiple people. And if you don't have teamwork, then it's practically impossible to make a product together.
There's no like closed doors
here. No. So you can walk into our CEO's room, and that's the special thing about Funskool.
How can parents encourage better playtime at home?
I think parents play a very important role. They must first understand the importance of toys play in the holistic development of their child, especially in the formative years. And it really would, be beneficial for the growth of the child in a balanced manner, not just focus on studies. So when you ask how parents can do, they perhaps ask them to set aside a particular night where they play board games or they do a physical
so it becomes a family
physical activity. Or when you're going out to friends and family, actually touch and feel, play with products physically, and that would really go a long way. So just asking parents to just stimulate their child by putting them in an environment which is very positive, and not just switch on the remote and watch it, be a couch potato. I think they can play a pivotal role in changing the way their children grow up.
What is the biggest misconception about toys today?
Oh. Toys are expensive. Toys are not worthy of play. Toys are not necessary in today's. Do even toys fit in my schedule? You're so packed doing homework and running to tuitions.
And a million other activities.
Yeah, I mean, but actually, you always, there's this concept of a power nap, right? So there's the concept of power play as well. I mean, you play with toys, it gives you a break, and it helps a child in so many different ways. So, and also the fact that it's expensive. In India, yes, toys can be, there's a wide range of toys. Not that some are affordable, some are expensive, but overall, if you look at it in the scheme of things, it's important that one always tends to, but access to toys has always been a challenge earlier. Many of the children in India, and especially perhaps in a tier 2 or a tier 3 cities, would have no access. But today, with online changing the whole ball game, anyone can buy anything, and it's delivered anywhere between 24 to 48 hours, if not even. Today, we know quick commerce is on a roll. It's on a roll.
What do you hope Funskool looks like in the future?
It's going to be a promising future. India has a huge population of children. And when it comes to the market size, we're rather small. And therefore, we really see a promising future. In the years to come. There'll be multiple categories, multiple children playing with different products. With the use of AI now, may also be a big promulgator in terms of the kind of toys that will come out in the future. But overall, I see a very promising future for everyone.
Still got a long way to go. Philip, thank you so much for taking the time to talk about your journey, your career with Funskool. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Before we leave, though, is there a message that you'd like to share for like the kids and parents who are watching today?
There's this famous saying all work and no play makes Jack or Jill a dull boy or a girl.
Yeah.
And I think that's very true.
Yeah.
One needs to make sure that play is always part of their life.
Yeah.
And I think toys play a very pivotal role in play. And it's very, very important that, toys play a big role
I
in
can't imagine my childhood being like,
in the
it's so
development
special.
of a child.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you for having me here as well. It's been a great conversation with you. And I hope toys grow in the near future. Thank you.